Hello traders and welcome to the market opening a preview on a Thursday, June 30th, 2016. Traders, last day of the month, last day of the quarter, earnings season on the way. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. All right, traders, got a lot to talk about today. I have 6 currency pairs. Looks like Brexit's heat is getting watered down. And yes, that big fire has got a lot of water on it, and markets are coming back. We'll get to that in just a moment. Traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I am your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this recording during the Asia session. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008 I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday, and I'm happy to say 9 years later, I am still here in Asia and absolutely loving it. Can't beat the food, the people, the camaraderie, and it's a great place to retire. And also, it's awesome time zone for trading Forex. Forex is 24 hours a day, and you can trade actually all 3 sessions and still get a good night's rest. That is because of the time zone. So I trade Asia early in the morning. I get up at 5:30. By 6, I'm at my charts. I trade London. I get about a 2.5 hour break, and then I get about a 3 hour break, and I trade New York just for about 2.5 hours because that'll bring me to about 11 p.m. And that's enough for my trading day, and I still get a good night's rest. And it's just great opportunities being able to do that. Traders, how do I trade? Well, one is I listen to fundamentals a lot. I pay for newsfeed. It sends me emails. It talks live if I'm next to my computer. And I know what's going on around the globe. I know what's happening. Because we're macro traders, right? We trade the globe. We just don't trade one currency pair. And it's so important to know. I know when news is coming out. I know when data is coming out. It's so important that you keep an eye on your economic calendar. There are so many of them out there. You can go to our website at fxclearing.com and check out our economic calendar. It's right on the front page. You can't miss it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Then, I'm a technician. I love looking at candlestick charts. Candlesticks tell a story. It tells us where we might see price action heading in the future, right? I look at support, resistance, and then I look at price structure, price failure, right? And then price action. It's also important that we see what price action is doing. That's the name of the game. The other thing I look at is key levels. I like looking at key levels, price levels, where prices reacted in the past. And how do we do that? We go to higher time frames. We look left of the chart, and we find where prices reacted, and we're prepared for that. I use my Fibonacci tool a lot to determine my levels. And I like the double zeros, the 5-0, the 2-0, and the 8-0 price levels. I'm always watching those when price gets close to those areas. Put it all together and I come up with a trade plan. Once my trade plan is ready, I activate my trade plan and I trade the plan. If it doesn't work, guess what? I don't take the trade. There's 41 currency pairs out there. If I don't get one, I'll find something else. There's always a trade out there. And if I don't get one that day, that's okay. There's always tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at our risk disclaimer and get to the charts. Forex trading has large potential rewards, but also has a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, the name of this game is capital preservation. Live to trade another day. You need capital in your account. Therefore, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, traders, I forgot to put my news slide in there, so we're going to go to the euro dollar. However, before we do that, let me talk about what happened in the U.S. session. What's happening is that Brexit is starting to settle down. The markets are starting to settle down, which I'm surprised is happening so quickly. We're only in our second week after Brexit, and things are calming down. The Dow 30 was up positive 1.64%. The S&P 500 was up 1.70%. NASDAQ was up 1.86%, and the small cap 2000 was up 2.15%. Second day in a row, we've had all green in the U.S. session. Let's go over to London, where they also had all green. The DAX was positive 1.75%. The FTSE was positive 3.58%. And the FTSE reports that they are back to pre-Brexit levels. Congratulations to them. The CAC 40 out of Paris was positive 2.60%. The Euro Stock 50 was positive 2.66%. So let's come on over to Asia. Now, some of these countries are not open yet. They don't open for about another 50 minutes. The Nikkei 225, however, is currently trading at 1.13% in the green. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is also in the green at 1.48%. The China 850 opens in 50 minutes, but did close positive 0.96%. With the Hang Seng also opening in 50 minutes, and they did close positive 1.31%. However, the Kospi out of Seoul is currently trading, and they are currently positive 0.53%. Let's take a look at our economic calendar. Quite active today. We have a lot of medium impact. We do have some high impact news events that we need to keep an eye on. We do have a lot of medium impact data coming out of New Zealand today. ANZ Business Confidence, I think, is probably going to be the big one for that one. As we take a look, as we go down. And we then get into, in the London session, we have German unemployment change. And that's a high impact news event. So we need to keep an eye out on that. And then out of the Great British Pound, we have GDP year on year for quarter one, and GDP quarter on quarter for quarter one. Oh, that's a little bit weird to read. But yep, so those are big numbers, and that will definitely be a market shaker. All right. Also in Europe, we have the Euro CPI out of the Euro, and the only thing is they don't have a consensus on that, so that's going to be a little tricky. Keep an eye on when that one comes out. And that's 2 hours after the London Open. Getting into the U.S., we do have our initial jobless claims. We do have GDP month on month for April. That is a high impact news event. And then we have Bank of England Governor Carney speaks, and they're saying that is a high impact news event. So plenty going on today in the markets as far as data goes, so we have no reason not to be moving with data. Not much to say on commentary, basically that, the Brexit heat is cooling off, trading's getting back to normal. However, the charts are not reflecting that. They're still pretty ugly. Take a look at this Aussie dollar chart. This took a bump up yesterday, which was great, and now we're at resistance. However, it's really ugly left of the chart here. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of indecision candles. This really isn't in a trend. I'm bearish. My bias is bearish on the euro dollar, but this is just an ugly looking chart. You can see I put a trend line in here, and I'm looking to sell this, and I want to sell this below the 55 exponential moving average at 1.1088, and then we'll take profit at the R3 pivot point at 1.0981. So that's what we'll take profit there. And I don't know why that is doing that. I apologize for that background noise, my friends. We're going to get rid of that right now. Okay. All right. So we're looking, like I said, my bias is bearish on the euro dollar, and we're looking just to sell that. All right, let's take a look at the Great British Pound. The Great British Pound is basically the same. It did bump up yesterday, came back down. Now it's sideways, but this is a cleaner chart. We have a nice trend line here. It's a three-touch trend line. It's valid. We need to break this confluence here, though. We got a 55 EMA and a daily pivot point, both together. We want to sell this at 1.3389 after a retest of the daily pivot point. So it needs to break, close below the daily pivot point, come back up to the daily pivot point, and then give us a bearish candlestick formation to go down. Now on a 30-minute chart, that's about an hour and a half it's going to take to do that once it breaks the daily pivot point. So it might take some time to get in this. This looks like this is going to be a London Open trade. Let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is in an uptrend here. If you take a look at this chart, and we are now at the R1 pivot point, which is resistance. I'm just looking for a bearish candlestick formation. I'm ready to jump in this baby. This looks really nice at 0.7471. There's no data coming out of the Aussie today. It's going to be all about the dollar. So just keep an eye on that. We might be able to get into this in Asia after the New Zealand data comes out and some light Aussie data comes out. So yeah, this can be very interesting. This could be an early entry here before London Open. And then once we break this 200, which is going to be a task, remember now, we have a daily, a 55, and a 200 EMA all together. This is a confluence here that's going to definitely affect price, and we're going to get a bounce there. So if you can get break even, and I really didn't figure out the pips there, but you want to get break even hopefully before that, because you're going to get a bounce, right? And then we're going to take it down to the R2 reversal pivot point. Look left to the chart. It is support, and that's at 0.7358. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. This was really the only pair that worked yesterday. It was sloppy, did give you a second shot, and you could have taken it down and made some pips, but it was hard. It was not an easy trade to take. Today, what I did was I fibbed the current swing. We're below this Forex junk, which I call it. Like if you look at the daily pivot point, this is really nasty in here. And we're below it. So I just want this to come back up to the 61.8 at 1.4910. Let's sell this. We'll take this down to the R2 at 1.4833. This would be a nice trade. We can get this to pull back up and then just drop it. And the Euro Aussie is really good about pullbacks and giving us second chances. So, keep an eye on that. I wouldn't touch this before London, though. This is not a trade you would touch before London Open. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Let's take a look at the Yen pair. Yen pair just not really doing a lot. Not a lot of price action, not a lot of price movement. We've got to get through all this stuff here. We got to get through this 200, this daily pivot point, and then the 55, a retest, and we can sell this at 113.67. Now, if we get in the trade, that's a big if. If we get in this trade, we got a clear shot down to R2 at 111.78. And there's a wide open space here. So this is really a really nice area that we can get in this and take advantage of this wide open space. There's no price action left to the chart. The issue is going to be getting through this. This is most likely going to be a London lunch trade. I don't think we're going to be down below this before the London Open. So we're looking at London lunch for this trade to hopefully work, and we'll trade it into the New York session. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Not a lot going on here either, folks. Basically the same exact trade. It's sideways. It's in this range now for quite a while. And if you take a look, we just got to get through this confluence of the daily, the 55, and the 200. We'll need a retest of the 200. Just looking for a retest of the 200. And we'll enter this at 0.7078. And we'll take profit at 0.6999. Again, really nice. We're going to have a little trouble there at the 70.25 level. You can see we have a little bit of price action here, some support. So we're going to have a bounce there. I don't think it's enough that it's going to cause us any trouble. Might get a bounce, 1 or 2 candles, and it'll continue to the downside. And we'll get out at the reversal pivot of R2 again at 0.6999. I do like this trade. The biggest issue is, one is that 10 exponential moving average. Look at this. It is below the current candle. We want this 10 above price. We don't want it below price, right? It's going to hold this up unless this breaks down. So we need some price action here to get this moving. All right, traders. Wow. Good timing today. We're actually a minute early today. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL, Excellent in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Thursday, last day of the trading month, June 30th, also last day of the quarter. Earnings season's around the corner, coming up early in July. Traders, come and visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, always remember to trade smart and not hard. We'll catch you in about 24 hours. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.